are big numbers that are multipliers. And I have 6 hydrogens. Do you see 3 times 2 is 6 hydrogens on the right? Here we go. We're ready to write and balance chemical reactions. So the first thing I want to show you are some of the symbols that you'll be using in your reactions. And you will see pluses written, and the word for that is and. You will see arrows, and we're going to point that to the right. So that would be, we could say yields when we see one of those. We could say produces, forms. There's several different ways we can talk about that. And then there are, you may see something like this. This means reversible. Okay, if you see arrows going in 2 directions, that's a reversible reaction. We'll get there later. And then some other symbols that you may see are little subscripts in parentheses, S for solid, L for liquid, G for gas, and then AQ means aqueous. Okay, in other words, dissolved in water. So those are going to be your ions, aqueous ions. And then you already knew this probably, but the reactants will be on the left and the products will be on the right. So let's get started. We have a word equation here. Magnesium and oxygen gas produce solid magnesium oxide. This is a reaction I like to do in the lab. You take a little strip of magnesium and you use tongs to hold it in the Bunsen burner, and it makes a bright white light and heat and sound sometimes, and you get this white crumbly solid magnesium oxide. Anyway, so let's go ahead and write formulas for this. So the formula equation, well, magnesium, do I know the state? It's a solid. Okay, and then oxygen gas. Remember, oxygen's a diatomic, so O2. And then our product is going to be magnesium oxide. Now, this is an ionic compound, so let me go over here. Magnesium makes a 2+ ion. Oxide is a 2- ion. And so the formula for magnesium oxide is MgO, and that is a solid. Now, do you notice anything really weird about this? The reaction is not balanced. I start off with 1 magnesium, I end up with 1, but I start off with 2 oxygen atoms and I end up with 1. So that we can't destroy an atom, right? In chemical reactions, they obey the law of conservation of mass, meaning you can't create things and you can't destroy things in a chemical reaction. And so we're going to learn how to fix this problem. This is called balancing equations. And I'm going to go ahead and balance that for you right now. And then I'm going to teach you how to do that. I just don't want to leave it hanging. It's kind of like not reducing a fraction or something. All right, here we go. We're going to balance chemical equations by adding coefficients. And I added coefficients right there. Coefficients are big numbers that are multipliers. And when I do this, I make them big. I mean, I want you to see the difference in a coefficient and a subscript. Coefficients, I make them really big, and then these are what we call subscripts. Okay, and that's how many is in the formula. Okay, so coefficients we're going to add until we get the same number of each type of atom on both sides of the arrow. Now, this is a little bit trial and error, so don't be frustrated. It just takes a little practice and you'll get really good at it. The one rule is this: do not mess with the subscripts. Okay, don't change subscripts to balance. You can only change coefficients. So let's do one. So this equation, let me write this on the end here. We've got H2S gas. All right, so here's our reaction. Now, one thing that I would say, that mistake that I see a lot of students make, is when they write a reaction, when they copy one down from the book, they just cram it together. I want you to space it out long and leave space in between and actually put a little blank on the front end. Okay, if you cram it all up together, you won't be able to get your coefficients in there and you won't be able to read it. Okay, so here's our reaction, and we are going to balance each atom in this equation. All right, I'm going to start with the sulfur. I notice right now that I have 3 sulfurs right here, right? And how many do I have right here? I have 1 sulfur. And so I want to put a big old coefficient of a 3 right there so that now I have 3 sulfurs. Okay, so I need 3 H2S's to give me 3 sulfurs because I started with 3 and I can't lose any. All right, now when I did that, I noticed that now I have 6 hydrogens. Do you see 3 times 2 is 6 hydrogens on the right? How do I get 6 hydrogens on the right? I need to add a coefficient of 6 right there. And it's a multiplier, right? That means 6 HCl. Okay, so 6 of them. So now I have 6 chlorines, right? 6 times 1, I have 6 chlorines. How can I get 6 chlorines total over here? I need to put a coefficient of 2 right there. 2 times 3 will give me 6. Now let's check the iron. Well, the iron, I've got 2 irons right over here, and I've got on this side 2 irons already. So the coefficient here, if it makes you feel better, you can put a 1 there. All right, so that is balancing equations. You're going to put coefficients in the reaction until the total number of each type of atom on each side of the arrow is going to be equal. All right, so my advice to you is write your reactions really wide, space them out, and put some blanks to get your coefficients.